representative of Gaza. How do those two things sit together?
Well, of course they don't. You're right. They can't. But you have to think this is not the first time it's happened. There are some figures that suggest since the formation of Mossad, nearly 100 people have been murdered. And the murder is the right word for that. It's not, no pussyfooting here.
You talked earlier about Tel Aviv's repeated statements that it wants peace in the region. And yet, all these exterior military operations, including recent ones in Lebanon and in Gaza, plus this more recent attack that we're talking about. Again, how do those two things line up together?
They say, of course, the military operations they're defending the country. That's what they will say. Assassination is a much harder case for them to make. That's why they say nothing.
But how can they just carry on saying nothing? I mean, admittedly, they don't confirm or deny, but, I mean, if everyone knows it was them, how can they...
They know, but you see, knowing and proving, as you know very well, is a very different matter. And if they say nothing, do nothing, not attempt to anger anybody outside. You know, when Mr. Miliband received the Israeli ambassador in London, he had nothing to say when he came out. He says, no, he says, we're not talking about things like that.
Will this cause trouble for Israel in the region going forward?
Now, that's an interesting point, because there is talk in Israel that they could have conflict in the summer, and they will use this as an excuse. Hamas have said, guaranteed they will retaliate. If they retaliate, they'll get another blow.
So who will there be trouble with, would you say?
Well, you know, there's no secret that Israel are looking seriously once more at the threat that Iran poses. Iran, they hold responsible for bringing the rockets in through the Bekaa Valley to Gaza and so on. And they will deal with it, they said. They've made no secret about that. And that could be the trouble. And if that starts, heavens knows where it'll stop.
Over the years, as you've said, you've spoken with many Mossad operatives right up to the very top. Why do they talk to you, and how do you clarify that the information they give you is accurate?
They talk to me because, first of all, I have a relative who was a former intelligence officer, high senior one. Secondly, I've worked in the Middle East for years. I covered the various wars. Thirdly, they checked on me very carefully. They read my book on the CIA operations before I came to them. And fourthly, they said, we want somebody who's not a Jew, who'll tell this story straight. And I went to Michael Grade and asked him, could we make the film for Channel 4? And he said, yep, we can. But there's certain rules we want, he said. No pre-knowledge of questions and all the stuff you prepare. Straight into it. And they said, fine. And I've never had a challenge on what on what I've been told by them. They never try to mislead me, as far as I know, and I'm certain that they haven't. They have been tough to deal with, but I've been straight. I said, one mistake you make and you mislead me. That's it, it's over, as far as I'm concerned. And I've been working for years in this field now, and it's never happened.
Mr. Thomas, thank you very much.